Hello and welcome to Eyewitness Report. This edition of the program follows through the protest that disrupted traffic and economic activities for 4 days over the deplorable condition of the Benin-Sapele-Warri road. Like Benin City, some residents of 2 communities in Ubuluku area of Delta State also staged a protest seeking the intervention of the NDDC over their road. And victims of recent bandit attack in some communities in Taraba State get food and other relief items. These and more shortly. I am Yomi Otaibi. Although calm has returned, motorists had a hectic time plying the Benin-Sapele-Warri road for days when it was blocked by some angry youths who were protesting the bad state of the 48-kilometer road in the outskirts of Benin City, Edo State.
Motorists struggled through bad portions of Benin-Sapele-Warri Federal Road early on Monday morning of August the 1st. This has been a recurring sight for years. This time around, the situation prompts youths from communities on the axis to erect barriers to sections of the road, thereby disrupting traffic. All in a bid to draw the attention of the relevant authorities to the deplorable state of the 48-kilometer road.
You have this one Kinsey, correct?
The result of the barricade is seen in no time in this long line of product-laden trucks at a standstill.
Edo State governor should help us. Federal government should help this state. We are suffering, no roads since morning. I'm tired of all these things. I don't know what to do again. Look at me now. Since yesterday I left Port Harcourt just to get to Benin here. Everywhere is blocked. Bad government, and you will see police full everywhere collecting money from poor citizens. What are they using that money for? Then to help us. There's no road in Edo State.
We are good at making promises. That is one thing. When it's time for election like this, that's when they come out, they tell us they will do this, do that. And at the end of the day, they will not do anything. Just imagine what is happening now. People are going out. They are, those that want to go to their workplace, they can't go. They are trekking. So all the appointments they are booked and so many things. This is a federal route, for God's sake. This is a major route where people are moving, bringing things and going. Just imagine, this is a total mess. Just imagine.
Following a similar protest in 2021, the Edo State government had intervened, sending 2 contractors.
We did a protest here. We had an incident. We went to like one of our brothers. We protested. After 6 days, the governor came. He made a promise to us. He said, within 24 hours, he will mobilize 2 contractors, which he did. Before 24 hours, they came. Levant came and Atlant. They came. They were working. I think after 4 days or 5 days, the federal government, like the federal wars and housing at Atipobai, he came with mobile police. I was there. Nobody told me. At RCC, he came to stop them. That they stop working. That this road belongs to federal road. We argued with them. They said federal government cannot mobilize 2 contractors. They mobilized one, which Levant. They were working. They were working. So some time ago they stopped work. I wrote to Federal Minister of Force, to Fashola Abuja, to Governor, to Senator Maturede. Maturede wrote the copy I gave to Maturede, copied the Minister of Force, which they sent back to meet the letter. They said, okay, no problem. 2 months ago, we wrote another letter to Mr. Voss, Fashola. They called us that this road has been awarded to Levant. I said, there's no problem. I want myself to meet Levant. Mr. John is the name, I have his number. He said this road was not awarded to him. There's nothing like that. So later, I didn't stop there. I wrote another letter again to Fashola, the Minister of Force. They want to have a sit-down meeting with him. We told him on the 26th. We told after the 26th, we are going for a protest. As we speak now, they didn't reply us. So now we are waiting here. We are waiting for the governor, the Minister of Force, the contractor. They come and tell us who this road was awarded to. Who is lying? I want to know who is lying. Maybe the federal government or the contractor. We don't know. We are here waiting for them.
Apart from the long hours motorists spend on the road, there are also concerns about the danger it exposes road users to.
Every day, somebody dies on this road. Very sad to note that a young man who got to get married on the 29th of this month, of last month, July, died in a fire accident over a tanker that fell off the road. We cannot continue to suffer and smile. So what we are saying is simple. We don't care to know who owns the road or who is fixing the road. Whether it is state government or it is federal government, we want the road motorable. The road should be passable. The goose that laid the golden egg should not suffer. This road leads to the Niger Delta region. Daily, our crude oil is being carted away. Daily. Trucks use the road daily, and yet the road can be fixed. Enough is enough.
The protest continues for 3 days, resulting in a long queue of articulated heavy-duty and light vehicles along the length and breadth of the road.
If this road is good, what are we fighting for the masses? Good road, water, and light. That's what we are fighting for. Look at the other developed country. You see the way they are developing their country. They are looking for power, not road you are talking about now. Because there are many oil that is passing this road every day. Where oil is coming from, look at the road is very bad.
The protesters maintain that the federal government must begin repairs on the Benin-Sapele road before the roadblocks are removed. Trucks remain grounded at different axes of the road, and the blockades are still very much in place. Businesses are not grounded, but tales from their owners are far from happy ones.
Yes, I went to village market to buy yam. Do you know how much I pay for transport fare? 19,000 naira. It's not funny. We are not finding it funny at all. In short, it's giving us headache. Anybody that's in charge of it should please come to our aid. We need them. In short, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I don't even know what to say again, sir. Thank you very much.
No signs of letting up from the protesters, who are adamant that the agitation would not stop until the federal government fixes the road.
We have been making efforts on our own to see that all our roads are passable. This particular one is a bit unique because of the peculiar problem we have in this area, which is that of erosion control. The actual reason why the road keeps failing is because of the volume of water that comes in and does not have an outlet, and there is no outlet nearby. So since last year, we've been doing a design together with our flood management agency to ensure that we come up with a drains that will take water from here down safely to Ogba River, and it's about 4 kilometers. It involves a lot. That work has been concluded, and we are in the process of getting approvals to begin work on it. Yes, that is why we came here, to interface with the people, just like we have always been doing, to see that we create a kind of an agreement that would, a kind of a roadmap that would lead us to a solution, a permanent solution to this issue. And we've talked to them. We have another meeting very soon with them. We are beginning to, talk together and see how we can create a way to go forward. But in the interim, we will just appeal to the people. Government is on top of the situation, and we are doing our best to see that we don't just find a solution that will last for one rainy season and not function anymore. We want a solution that at least for the next 15, 20 years, everybody can go to sleep. That is why we are making sure that all the necessary studies is being done. The contour of the entire area, the topographical map of the entire area is being produced so that we take the water to the right place, that will not have any issues in another few years.
A former NDDC boss in the state believes that the current political office holders from Edo State should also lend their voices.
Government should respond. Like you said, it is true, this is not an Edo State government rule. So whatever Edo State government wanted to do here was maybe a palliative support. But for the federal government to stop the state government, how do you stop the state government? They ought to act immediately. And it's not only limited to this place. The Benin-Sapele-Warri road, you can't go past Efoma. It's so sad that federal government is abandoning federal roads in Edo State. We have to wake up to it. Our representatives have to cry out, and those in the executive arm from Edo State should also speak up so that these roads are fixed for the good of our people.
Hours into the fourth day of the protest, free movement of vehicles returns. Slowly but surely, they continue their journey. The barricades are suddenly removed as tractors are deployed to bad portions for palliative work. One of the youth leaders explains why the barricades are dismantled.
For this job that has been done, just like as it said, is to be a palliative, which means it's going to serve us for a period of time. And yesterday we told them that we are sheathing our sword of protest, going back home, opening the road, and we're giving them probably a period of 3 months. You understand? So by 3 months, at least those meetings, whatever approval that is needed to be done, so that that main construction can commence, at least should be done within that period of 3 months. And if we wait for after that 3 months and nothing is being done and the road is still like this and our people is still suffering, we're hitting the street back, because it's more or less, we can't get tired, because even if you look at the road now, there's serious traffic. This is what we go through every day. So, and we can't be suffering. We can't be suffering. So definitely by that period of 3 months, both the NPDC and government and whatever necessary body needed to be done, we believe everything that needs to be done must have been done before that time.
The engineering supervisor of the crew working on the current intervention by the Edo State government explains the scope of work.
What they are doing now, Levant is doing now, is actually to carry out a palliative on the road. Vis-a-vis, then they will now go into the final, rehabilitation and construction of the road. That's what we're doing now, just to ease the movement of traffic and vehicular movement.
However, motorists are still upbeat in their demand for a complete reconstruction of the roads.
The only problem on this road is they should just fix from Benin to Warri is totally condemned. And the more this road is like this youth, they will come out again.
The Benin-Sapele-Warri road leads to other states in the Niger Delta region with a high volume of petroleum product trucks plying the routes daily. It cannot be ignored because it is a major haulage route to the nerve center of the nation's economy.
In a related development, the people of Onitsha-Ukwu and Onitsha-Okpe in Ubuluku area of Delta State also staged a peaceful protest to demand answers to the deplorable state of their road.
The young and elderly of Onitsha-Ukwu and Onitsha-Okpe quarters in Ubuluku, Neota North local government area of Delta State, marched through the streets in protest to express their frustration over the deplorable state of their road. According to them, the road, which is the only access in and out of the area, has become completely impassable. They feel neglected.
We are predominantly farmers, even though our children are scattered all over the world in search of greener pasture. Regrettably, as you can see, the only access road to our community, which is like express road to other communities, especially on Ichubo in Anota North, Edo State, even Delta State capital Asaba, is in a deplorable condition. We have been totally cut off from the communities.
Even the students, they pass through the small pathways to their various schools so that, because of the bad road. Even Okada cannot come in here. You ask any Okada to, once the moment you mention Onitsha, they will just speed off because they don't want to enter here. Even vehicle owners, you can imagine most of us, each time we are coming to Obu, we park our cars along the road because there is no way we can enter into our, into our various homes. So it is very sad. For a very long time, we've been crying, we've been shouting to the government, we've been talking, writing, putting it on Facebook, social media, everywhere, and yet they are not yielding to our call.
The protesters allege that the reconstruction of the road, which was re-awarded in 2015 by the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has been abandoned.
The NDDC had come, showed face, and withdrawn. The government herself is not prepared. They may allege that this is not this state road, but the government has made clear remarks of roads belonging to federal, which they have vowed to construct in the interest of the indigenes of the place. Why not this? So, in fact, we are downtrodden, and we are pessimistic about the road coming to something good again.
The appeal from the community is to the NDDC, the federal government, the state government, to come to our aid and give us good roads so we can come out from our house to wherever we want to go.
One could only imagine that the Delta State government will look into the plight of these communities. But the Commissioner for Information says its hands are tied and may not be able to intervene since the project has already been awarded by the NDDC.
In line with our own policy of trying to open up a number of our rural communities, we had thought that NDC would be able to take up that while we are also concentrating on a number of other roles within that environment. But it's also quite unfortunate that the NDDC have not done what it needed to do. And in that wise, we cannot also immediately take over the road, because the moment a road has been approved by a particular agency, in this case the NDDC, if you just wake up and jump into the same road, what if the contractor mobilizes to site tomorrow? Or by the time he finishes, he will go to NDDC and come back and tell them that he has finished the road. The NDDC may not know that he's not the one that did it. So we need to also be able to look at those issues. There are a number of roads that we are constructing at the moment, and We do hope that this intervention agency will be able to do something about this particular route while we concentrate on a number of other routes.
Whether the reasons for disregarding the concern of the people of Onichuku and Onijokwe are genuine or not, being responsible for the welfare and the development of the communities should enable the state government to further engage the federal government agency called to this and seek a solution to the infrastructure challenge.
Even though they are displaced from their homes, victims of bandit attacks in Yangtu, Takum and Usa council areas of Taraba State could feel a sense of belonging as they get relief materials to ameliorate their sufferings at various internally displaced persons' camps.
It has been months of unabating attacks on farming communities in Yangtu Special Development Area, Usa and Takum local government areas of Taraba State. These attacks, attributed to bandits, have left an undisclosed number of people killed and at least 120,000 others displaced from their homes. It also leaves in its wake a humanitarian crisis. A public school in Takum town, serving as a camp for the IDPs, is becoming inadequate to accommodate them, especially when academic activities are running. Besides, basic needs like food, water and beddings are also in short supply.
This population stays like this. Over 2 months, before you come here, you will send these small children. You only come to bury them because there's no food with this little town. The next thing that will happen, you will send people that escape their life with their children, they will still die.
After several appeals, relief comes their way for the first time, as promised by the state government, with support from concerned groups and individuals. The camp takes delivery of food and non-food items. While these items are necessary to meet their immediate needs, the people also desire to return to their various communities, but secured.
When it's daybreak, my children and I go to the nearby bush to get firewood to sell and have some money to feed ourselves. We are happy with your coming and provisions, but we want to return home.
The representative of the affected local council wants a commission of inquiry instituted by Taraba government to aid ongoing investigations.
I want to call on the Taraba state government to set up a commission of inquiry into this crisis with a view to unravel some of the facts and issues surrounding the crisis, which many are tagging it as politically motivated. While I commend the state government through the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs for the relief materials that were moved from Jalingo this morning to Takum for the IDPs, and the role of security agencies ensuring an end to the attacks and killings, more action still need to be done in addressing the humanitarian situation of the IDPs, who are mostly women and children. The over 120,000 IDPs are living in pathetic situation and lack access to healthcare, shelter, water, and livelihood. The National Emergency Management Agency and other local and international aid organizations should intervene in the IDP situation in Takum, Usa, Yangtu before the humanitarian situation gets out of hand.
Meanwhile, the police seem to have made a breakthrough in apprehending those behind the terror attacks in Yangtu, Takum and Usa local government areas, with the arrest of 4 suspected bandits. The suspects are paraded before journalists at the State Command headquarters in Jalingo. The police commissioner gives details.
Our detectives at Doshima, Sabonlai and Sarikinkudu towns in Ibi local government arrested 4 suspects: Alaji Saleh Yusuf, Dabi Yusuf, Krigan Fueji, Amidu Nyali, and also recovered 4 AK-47 rifles with 55 rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition from them. Let us use this opportunity to assure Tarabans that these ones that are part of the bandits and suspected kidnappers threatening the state are already in the net of the police. We are using this opportunity to warn those who are their cohorts that we are on their ear presently, that they should stay off the state completely.
The Taraba state government says it will continue to engage and support security agencies as they wade into the unrest and return peace to the affected communities. At least 100 communities have come under attack by bandits since January 2022.
That's where we draw the curtains on this edition of the program. See you same time next week. I'm Yomi Otaibi.